You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris, brought to you this week by mocktailsmixoff.com. We have literally just today and tomorrow to get your recipes in. To
That's
win
it. It's go time, showtime. This is a big deal.
It
It's
is.
a big event.
$1,000.
Great venue this year.
Yeah, it's gonna be,
yeah, beautiful.
It's going to be so fun. And you could go and you could win $1,000, but not if you don't register. We'll tell you more later. Dan, what do we have going on today?
Well, I'm glad you asked, John Small.
Thank you, Dan Farris.
I'm not reading from a turn-page script.
Me? Neither.
Who would have been blowing out the old birthday candles today? Former actress extraordinaire and then Princess of Monaco, Grace Kelly.
She's not alive anymore.
Born this day. No,
would have been,
car
he
crash,
said.
Oh, I
actually.
see what you're doing there.
And could have been a rock and roll star. Chose to have a bunch of people killed instead. Charles Manson.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
He was friends with the Beach Boys. Which sounds made up, but it's not.
No, he lived with one of the Wilson brothers for a while,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact.
And then he made a bad decision
Wow.
and things kind of turned for the worst.
Strange story. And American inventor Jack Ryan.
What he meant.
You don't know?
Jake Ryan was on 16 Candles. But
Jack Ryan, American inventor. Well, let's start out with a little thing called the Barbie doll,
oh, yeah, that's a Barbie.
followed up by Chatty Cathy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that's
boy.
Let's throw in Hot Wheels.
Oh, wow.
Holy cow, that's a heck of
He's
a
done
career.
okay for himself, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I bet I still have like 1,000 Hot Wheels.
You know, I don't think I have a single one. I could probably scour my entire house.
And I
don't
have
think
so
find one.
many. Life just isn't fair.
Life isn't fair.
Here I am with a
Bring
bunch
some
of
of
Hot Wheels. I could easily share them with you, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, you should.
Because they're mine.
Let you keep
Or
those.
John.
But I have a bunch of radios. Does that count for anything?
What else is going on? This was pretty huge, actually. 1968 this day. Pardon me. U.S. Supreme Court. Epperson versus the state of Arkansas. Court declares it unconstitutional, a law banning the teaching of evolution in public schools. That wasn't until 1968, which
wow.
kind of surprised me. Is that whole thing, well, literally made monkeys out of all of us. See what I did?
I see what you did there.
And this was a dark day. 1912, British explorer Robert Scott's diary and body found in Antarctica.
Huh.
Diary entry, Dear Diary, things aren't going real well.
Oh, yeah. I'll bet. Burr.
Dear diary. Burr.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Oh,
Well, Dan,
that's
thank
too
you for
bad.
that update, sir. Was there more
I
stuff?
would like to know what his last entry was.
I just told you.
That wasn't really it. You made
You
that
don't
up.
know that. Don't judge me.
Heidi, he doesn't make everything up on this show, just like 85, 90% of it. He gets something right once in a
You
while.
made that up.
Do you remember the book To-Do Lists of the Dead?
That's funny.
And like, I don't remember all of them, but I just remember one. It was Abraham Lincoln. It said, come up with a fancy way to say 87, because 7 years ago. And that was checked off because he got that done. And then there was, free the slaves. That was checked off. And then it said, beef up security at Ford's Theater. And that was not checked off.
Oh, Jack.
That is terrible. Well, Dan, thank you very much for coming in. Well, oh, hey, you're going to stick around, right?
Well, I'm debating, quite honestly.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris. It's brought to you this whole week by mocktailsmixoff.com.
Want to save money? Take the bettercreditcards.com challenge. It's simple and free, and you could save money every single month. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and see what you get for points or perks. Then go to bettercreditcards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. Do it today. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I love to wrestle bears and lasso ducks. Run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
And a snappy salute off the well-starched brim, the old Ranger Dan. Good to you too. Morning there, Jack Heidi.
Ranger Dan.
You know, we could be the reason Santa has a naughty list this year. Just a little something to keep on the back burner there.
It's a plan.
Know what I'm talking about. Well, because I really didn't much get interested in much anything in the past little while here, let's go back to the old cupboard, and I would say we whip out just a couple of zingers from the best-selling
There
double
we go.
platinum comedy album Ranger Dan Quacks You Up.
Oh, nice.
Recorded live during open mic at Cheetah's Bar and Grill and off-sale liquors somewhere near Sisseton, South Dakota. Hey! What's the difference between a hippo and a zippo? Glad you asked. A hippo is really heavy and a zippo is a little lighter.
Love it.
Two silkworms got into a fight. It ended in a tie. I'm killing myself over it. Hey, why do shepherds never learn to count? If they did, they'd keep falling asleep.
Guess counting sheep.
Let's end it on a high note. Why don't dinosaurs clap? Because they're
dead.
I'll clap. I like that.
I'm here all week, little radio ranger. And don't use this material. It's copyrighted. Till next time. Hey, if I don't do it, who will? NPR? I don't think so. Dan, out. Say it with me.
Yes, sir. Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Time now for Water Cooler Talk with Mr. Dan Farris. Good day, sir.
And good day to you. This is just kind of fun. We've mentioned a few of these things over the past year or so, but now I have what are considered about 8 or 9 of the strangest laws still on the books in the great state of South Dakota. Laws that got hammered out, got passed, whatever, and to this day have not been taken off the books yet. So technically, you can run into a little bit of trouble if you are doing this particular activity. For instance, my personal favorite in South Dakota to this day, horses are not allowed in fountains unless they are wearing pants.
Unless they're wearing pants.
You're wearing pants. You want to throw your horse in a fountain, it better be wearing some britches.
What?
And I suppose if your horse is wearing pants, they can kind of go wherever they want.
But the great thing about it is there's a reason this became a law. I mean, I don't know what it is, but there was something going on somewhere.
It was a good reason. Probably not.
But I just,
I'd like to see somebody trying to put pants on a horse.
To lie down and fall asleep in a cheese factory in South Dakota, that's a lawbreaker.
Huh.
That is a lawbreaker. No sleeping in a cheese factory.
Okay.
The law, again,
My
must
bucket list.
have been a reason. It is illegal to show any movies that include police officers being struck, beaten, or otherwise treated offensively.
In which
That
state?
one I love.
State of South Dakota. These are all South Dakota laws.
Wow.
Again, got to be a reason.
Yeah, must be.
How about, and John, you're a homeboy here in the city of Huron.
Oh, yeah.
It's illegal to cause static.
Well, it should be.
Do not cause any static in
static over
Huron.
That's why you talk to anybody in Huron, all residents actually carry around fabric softener in
Yeah,
their...
no static.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
They'll snuggle you, bounce you. It's crazy.
Heidi and I are on the radio in Huron right now. Not this very second, but right now.
Well, good on your resume.
But we should not cause any static.
And check this. This is really strange. Casinos in the state of South Dakota are not allowed by law to post signs that actually read casino.
What?
Yep.
So you can't have a sign at a casino saying casino.
Apparently not. And
Well,
yet,
they're not following that law.
look around.
Yeah. They're certainly not following that law.
That is a moneymaker for law enforcement because they are everywhere.
How could we capitalize on that?
I'll think of a way. That might be
Sort of
something you want to run by Ranger Dan when you see
yeah.
him next.
Yeah, I will, because he's always got a plan.
attempting to convince a pacifist to abandon his beliefs by threatening to arm wrestle him. It's against the law.
How many times did that have to happen before they finally wrote up a law for it?
So if you want to arm tussle with a hippie, man, you can't just don't. You just don't even do it.
I kind of want to now. I didn't want to before, but...
All hotels in the state of South Dakota are required to have 2 twin beds, and the beds must always be at least 2 feet apart.
What?
Yeah, that's not happening either.
Really?
All hotels don't have 2
know.
twin beds?
Huh.
Well, maybe they do in at least one room somewhere.
It's a law.
Huh.
I love this one, and again, I don't know why, but it is illegal to use fireworks to protect your sunflower crop.
I'd like to know who did that.
There was a big bucket of beer going on for that thing.
What a kerfuffle that turned into.
There was. Your head grandpa was feeling no pain.
Maybe we should make a law against this. This was a terrible idea.
When that escalated, holy cow.
Well, I was cleaning our garage the other day, and I found some fireworks from like 2-3 years ago.
Perfect. They're unstable.
I think they're still good to go.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
We're shooting them off on New Year's Eve. Yeah,
Somewhere.
We're coming to your place.
I'm fine with that. My neighbors won't even notice.
Well, thank you for the update there, sir.
Yeah, that was just kind of crazy.
That is very cool. It is the John and Heidi Show bonus hour. This has been Water Cooler Talk, brought to you this week by mocktailsmixoff.com. You can win $1,000. Friday is the day to get you have till Friday to get your stuff submitted. We're going to be chatting in just a moment with Eric from Keystone. They are one of the sponsors on this event, and he happens to also be in a band that's going to be playing at the event. We'll be chatting with him in just a bit. It's all on the way on the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris.
Want to save money? Take the bettercreditcards.com challenge. It's simple and free, and you could save money every single month. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and see what you get for points or perks. Then go to bettercreditcards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. Do it today. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for your bright spot of news, brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls. And I'm visiting once again with the guys from Keystone Treatment Center about something really cool that we've been a part of for 6 years now. It's called the Mocktails Mix-Off, and it's coming up in December. And I want to say a huge thank you to our friends at Keystone Treatment Center. They're one of the sponsors to help us do all of the promotion, to promote this and our broadcast from there. So thank you very much, Eric. We appreciate it a bunch.
Oh, it's our pleasure, John.
The event itself this year is going to be at the South Dakota Military Heritage Alliance building, and you guys have a location inside that building as well. So this is kind of like you're going to be doing your thing during the day and then just like walk across the hall to be a part of this event?
Exactly. Yeah, with our new satellite office and presence there, it's just a perfect fit.
I think it's going to be a really neat thing. And in addition to Eric, I've got Jason with me here as well. And Jason, when folks come into Keystone Treatment Center at the satellite office, you get to work with them there, right?
Yeah, we're pleased to offer free screening and help them with an assessment and get them whatever help it is that they need if they're struggling with addiction.
The cool thing about this event now happening at that same location, the Mocktails Mix-Off, one of the things that for 6 years that we've been doing this, it's always been kind of in a tight quarters, tight space. This year, we got a lot of room. So in addition to having the extra space for people to kind of social distance, if you will, we also are going to have room for people to come out and try all the different drinks. But we decided we're going to put that stage to use as well. And we're going to have some music on the stage. And these two gentlemen that I'm talking to here happen to also be in a band, the Redemption Road Band. Now, how long has the Redemption Road Band been around?
Well, I think, a year? Yeah, about a year and a half or so, John.
And I've had a chance to see you guys perform. You do a pretty darn good job. So what are we going to be able to see on the stage during the Mocktails Mix-Off?
Well, what we decided to do is kind of do more of a holiday, Christmassy kind of event. I'm not sure how far we go down that rabbit hole, but an acoustic set. I can just guarantee you we're going to give you everything we got. You know, this guy over here, he's got the voice. So really the rest of us, we just kind of show up and strum a few chords and everything will be okay. Yeah.
And the thing that's neat, that weekend is kind of a special weekend. You're going to be working on recording an album that weekend as well, right?
Yeah, we had that planned, and then this opportunity came up, and, honestly, we're people that are in recovery. So for us to be able to be a part of something that shows that you can have fun and be sober as well, it was an easy yes.
And we're excited to have you. Mocktails Mix Off. Again, the event is coming up in December. It's the first Friday in December, which sounds like a long ways from now. But the reason I wanted to talk about this now, this is a chance for you, the person listening right now, yes, you, to get involved as well. You can win $1,000. That's the grand prize. If you want to submit a mocktails recipe, you can do that right now. Mocktailsmixoff.com. Submit your recipe right now. And like I said, you can win $1,000. And to make that really easy, I'm going to throw a link on our Facebook page as well. So if you don't remember that website, that's okay. Just remember facebook.com/sunnyradio, facebook.com/Sioux Falls News. And I also want to make sure we put out another website, the band, Redemption Road Band. You guys have a website too, don't you?
Yeah, redemptionroadband.com.
And when they go there, if they want to get some more information on this upcoming album, will they have any of that info there?
Yeah, definitely. And plus, our original releases off of our EP Legacy are available for stream or download on all major streaming platforms, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So we're excited. You can find them again, redemptionroadband.com. Once again, we're going to throw a link to all the information on Mocktails Mix Off. I hope you all make it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. And how cool would it be to win $1,000? Just submit your recipe right now for a mocktail. What that is, it's a drink recipe with no alcohol in it. So it's not a cocktail, it's a mocktail. You can submit that at mocktailsmixoff.com. And again, I'll throw a link at facebook.com/sunnyradio and facebook.com/Sioux Falls News.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Time right now for, wait a minute, are we still doing entertainment news of the day?
Yeah.
All right, with Dan Farris.
We're not doing it well, but we're doing it.
Don't leave him hanging.
Celebrities, man,
I don't know why Dan wants to quit doing this.
I
That was painful.
believe I've been making a living doing this stuff for 40 years. Are you kidding me? I should be embarrassed even going to the bank. This has been there's been a little brouhaha going on, and I've actually seen people asking about this on social media.
Oh, what's that?
What the heck happened at KTDW TV? And we were talking about it just the other day, and we have some very good friends over there.
Yeah,
by the way.
We worked with them for the 4th of July.
They were our media partner for the 4th of July fireworks. I've known the ownership of that station since the day they went on the air.
Yeah.
Chuck Poppin actually founded KTTW.
We don't even know who lost it.
Back in the late 80s. Then it went to the Elmans and on and on. Anyway, yeah, things have switched up. The station hasn't necessarily been purchased, but the programming has been purchased by Gray Television, who locally own KDLT now and KSFY.
So they'll now have ABC, NBC, and Fox TV, and then a bunch of other side channels too.
Yeah. KTTW has stopped broadcasting its Fox and COZI, C-O-Z-I, programming channels. They are now being broadcast by KDLT on 2 of its sub-channels, and it's kind of going to be all over the map depending on who your vendor is for your service.
Yeah.
For instance, I have DirecTV,
Yeah.
and forever Fox 7, KTTW, was on Channel 17.
Okay.
Now I dialed around, I think I'm picking it up on Channel 47, but it's a different vendor, different purveyor. It's kind of odd. It's kind of odd.
We'll get used to this too, but yeah, it is a little different.
Yeah, in a world, there's just something about being an independent, and keep in mind, and this is kind of inside baseball behind the media curtain, so to speak, but in this market, Sioux Falls, it's now, as far as network television goes, one company has most of the networks, and then another company, which is Kello, which is also owned out of state by, was it Nexstar Broadcasting,
sure.
I believe it is now just the independent local network affiliate here.
Yeah.
Okay, all the commercial radio stations are owned by 2 out-of-state corporations.
Except for there's one.
Except for this one.
Yeah.
Like last man standing.
We are the independents.
Yeah, and which is pretty unusual anymore nationwide.
And there's one independent TV station, KCPO.
Right.
It does not have a network affiliate. It's all like content that
and
he
that's
gathers
the
from.
same gentleman, longtime friend of ours, who founded KTTW back in the late 80s, Chuck Poppins. So,
yeah. So it's interesting to see that happen with the Fox TV, and we don't know what happened there, but I hope that it's all good for everybody involved. That would be great. But yeah, I'm sad to see one less local broadcaster.
Oh, I am too.
Yeah, me too.
That's sad. As a local broadcaster,
and loved working with them, because we just tend to have a little different bent on things.
Yeah.
Because for the most part, everything we do is with this city and with this town and with this market. It doesn't go beyond that.
Yeah,
and it was the same for KTTW for decades, and now that's kind of gone by the wayside.
And that is so bizarre for broadcasters to do things like that. As I talk to other broadcasters in other parts of the country, the way we do things here is just so weird to them. So, but I think it's the right way. We don't run nearly as many commercials. When we play commercials here in just a moment, you're not going to hear like 15 minutes of ads all in a row. There's other stations that have
by design
tried to switch to sound kind of like us.
Yeah, and this is no big deal, but for years, and I mean, I've been in this market and in and out of broadcasting since 87.
Yeah.
I got here.
I thought you looked familiar.
And back then, all the stations were independently owned.
Yeah.
Mid-90s, U.S. Senator from the great state of South Dakota, Larry Pressler, the last thing he did in office was get the communications bill passed, which opened the floodgates for now people and or companies to own multiple media outlets.
Yeah.
And it really changed the face of broadcasting. Huge. Everything from product to how things were done and how things are commercialized, on and on. And when I got out of broadcasting, which would have been 98, 99, right in there. And by out of broadcasting, I mean I wasn't doing a show anymore.
Yeah.
I was still behind the scenes doing some other things off and on, and went into marketing for a number of years. But people would ask me, do you miss it? Do you miss it? Do you miss it? And my answer was, I miss what it was. I don't miss what it's become.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And when we crossed paths a couple of years ago with you guys, and John, I've known you for quite some time.
We had Dan
honestly.
Chain in our basement for about 3 weeks to convince him to come to work here.
But this was in the back of my mind. The only way I would get back into it again would be an independent, because that's just me.
Yeah.
It's like, well, let's kind of write our own book, write our own rules, kind of do our own thing.
We can do whatever we want.
And if it works, fantastic. If it doesn't, either switch it up. But it's by our own hand, by our own power.
Exactly.
And I don't have some guy from somewhere, lighten me up because I might have said something.
Yeah. That's my job now for both of you.
That's your job. That's it. So yeah, I'm kind of sorry to see this happen, and I'm sure we'll get more information as time goes on. But that is what has happened to KTTW, and now you know that the content is still on the air. You just got to look for it again, depending on who your provider is for your TV service. So.
Absolutely. Well, Dan, thank you for the update, sir.
Yeah, you betcha.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, and it's brought to you this week by mocktailsmixoff.com. If you go to that site, you can submit your recipe. Tomorrow is the final day. Get your recipe submitted, and you, yes, you, could be a winner of $1,000. That's going to happen in December, but tomorrow is the deadline to submit your recipe at mocktailsmixoff.com.
Want to save money? Take the bettercreditcards.com challenge. It's simple and free, and you could save money every single month. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and see what you get for points or perks. Then go to bettercreditcards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. Do it today. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Thursday, November 12th, 2020. The market gyrations continued Wednesday, with Tuesday's losers moving higher and winners moving lower. The big story is rotation. The market is rotating out of growth and into value, but a big question remains unanswered. What will happen to the S&P 500 over the next few months? With the number of new COVID cases rising daily, it appears we are on the brink of the darkest days of the pandemic. Economic restrictions have already resumed. If there's another widespread shutdown, the S&P 500 could easily retest the March lows. The silver lining is the economy. The economy is rebounding much stronger than anticipated, and now sustaining itself. A massive drag down of inventory has the U.S. on the brink of a major manufacturing rebound. That will last for years to come. That's compounded by what one analyst called a golden age of home builders that promises jobs, jobs, and more jobs. You can get the inside track in your inbox daily at marketbeatminute.com.